is an organ. Through the outer part, outer dimension of eyes, you see the others, the world outside you. But through that, do you see yourself? Through the hands, you touch the other. You touch your spouse. You touch your friends. You touch your object. But how do you touch your innerness? How do you touch yourself? For that you need the other dimension of your hands. So there are two types of organs, the external and internal. Through the internal organs, you touch yourself. When your ears are working, through that, you hear what is outside you. When this outer dimension, through the meditation, transformed, then it becomes the internal. Then you heard. That is, you feel your own presence, your own inner sound. The internal organs are those through which you feel your own being, your own presence. And the outer organs, your eyes, your nostril, ears, touch, eyes, ears, nose, touch. These are the outer organs through which you experience the world of duality, the world outside you. Can you experience, can you see you through the same outer dimension of your eyes? You need to change the direction. That's why the Upanishadic prayer says, Badram karnevi shuduyam deva, Badram pashyami aksharaviya jatra. May I, Badram pashyami, may I see that which is to be seen. What is to be seen? Not the outer realm that you know, not the outer scenery, not your beloved. The beloved that is there within you. You need to see that. You need to feel that. You need to touch that. You need to hear that. And for that, the outer dimensions of the organs, sense organs, is irrelevant. For that, you need another dimension, the dimension of innerness. How do I know? How do you know about you? Even that I am? How do I know about it? Who gives me the sensation of my own being? Who gives you the sensation of your own being? Does your eyes give you? Does your ears give you? Does your touch give you the sensation of your own being? No. Introspect on that. What gives you the sensation? You hear about you, you know about you only through the other. The other says that you are this, you are good, you are beautiful. Do you know your own beauty? You do not know. You only know about yourself what others tell you. And if something told to you pleases you, you gravitate towards that person. If the contrary is told, you move away from that person. If someone says you are my angel, you gravitate towards that. And if some says you are the bitch, then do you gravitate towards that person. So your acquaintance about you is through the other. Spirituality or inner journey is when you experience yourself through your internal organ, through yourself. What is your feeling about yourself? Do you feel that you are beautiful? Do you feel about it? How do you feel about yourself? It is said, you only feel when you are not feeling, I'm not feeling very good these days. So that is the physical dimension. When thoughts have stopped and when I-ness is no more, only then, in that purity, in that clarity, these internal organs becomes effective. And then you see the inner eye, you hear the inner sound, you feel the inner touch, you feel the inner taste of you. When thoughts have stopped and when I-ness is no more, only then, in that purity, in that clarity, in that awakening, you see the internal organs, the other dimension. Consciousness, can you see? Can you feel it? Intelligence, can you see? What are internal organs? Your consciousness, your intelligence, these are internal organs. Through them, you become aware of your own being. Through consciousness, you come to know your own being. You come to know your own existence. That is why, if you close your eyes, when you close your eyes, the outer dimension of the vision is no more. You can forget your body completely, but your own feeling that you are remains. The outer dimension, the body disappears, may disappear, but your own feeling about yourself remains, and it is conceivable when a person dies. It is a fact that when a person dies, for us he is dead. But it takes time for him to recognize the fact that he is dead. What happens? This feeling, the inner dimension, is so much captivated by the outer dimension. At the time of the funeral, the consciousness, the soul continues to hover around the body, but it cannot enter the body once it has come out. In meditation, during certain techniques, you can come out of the body and experience the body from outside. That is, some of them, they have the experience, and that remains a silver line, silver thread connecting. This is the second body, the subtle body, the astral. Through that, you come out of the body and travel. So during deep meditation or certain circumstances and situation, it happens that you are outside the body and you are seeing your own body as well. But there remains a silver thread connecting the two. At the time of death, you come out of that body, but their connection remains. So the silver lining is not there. The consciousness continues to hover around the body and trying to enter that body again. So it is the responsibility of the awakened ones or for that reason certain rituals are performed. That body, that the soul leaves the body and transcends beyond that. Body cannot recall that. It is not capable. It has, the soul, the life force has come out, but the life force, because of its affinity with the body, continues to hover around. And when we go to the funeral, all we are remain engaged in petty things, talks, the business, this and that, but we never focus on that. At that time, the responsibility of the awakened one attending the funeral services focus that to make that aware that the body is no more capable of thing and the soul has to transcend. That's why there is a gap. When you close your eyes, so when it is conceivable that when a person dies, it is a fact. When a person dies, for us he is dead, but it takes time for him to recognize the fact that he is dead, because the internal organ of being remains the same. The internal organ of the being remains the same. In Tibet, they have exercise for the dying, and they say one must be ready to die. One of the exercises is this: whenever someone is dying, the master or the priest or someone who knows the bardo, that is bardo thodal, is the particular exercise that the priest, if the person can do on his own, and it is a kind of a meditation exercise. The master or the priest or someone who knows the bardo exercise. So when I attend the funeral service of anyone, irrespective of what the people think about me, we have been asked to stand on the head side, not the feet side, on the right hand side of the person. And then you focus on the being of that person, and that time you can do your prayers. You allow your consciousness as a force to make this being be aware that you are no more needed in the body, and you have to transcend, you have to push, propel that life force to continue its journey. In the space science, it is used, the word is used that a particular rocket launcher. So rocket is to be launched in space. It cannot be, it is not that it is like a plane, it is running on the runway and then it takes a upward swing. But in case of a rocket, it cannot happen. It has to have the combustion, and then it has to be on a rocket launcher that is capable of launching it into the space. So Master is that launcher, that is a rocket launcher that launches that rocket, which has to go back on its unknown journey into the space, the inner space, the life after death, has to go on that journey. So he propels through his own energy field, propels that soul, life force that come out of the body to go into that space where it's supposed to be, going the almi gap, leave the connection with the body completely. So in Tibet they call this exercise as bardo thodal. Will go on saying to him, remember, be alert, you are leaving the body. So you can use this word, or you can use your energy field. Like as I said, the rocket launcher does not say anything, but through its own capability, it helps the rocket to be launched into the space. And once it is launched into the space, because of its own inner mechanism, it continues its journey. And then there are computers who control it. But at the time when it cannot launch through the computers. All the connections are made. It is put on the rocket launcher. And that rocket launcher, through its combustion energy, it sends or propels that rocket into the outer space. After that, while it is in the outer space, the computer technology connects to it and directs its movement and everything, monitors its movement. So master through that technique monitors the movement of the transcendence of the soul, first through his own energy field. It propels the rocket launches the rocket into the outer space, the space beyond the body, the space beyond the mind, the space beyond the sense organs, and then propels it and then monitors it until it is established where it's supposed to be. Like recently when India launched the Aditya L1, so there are Lagrange points, the 5 Lagrange points. In the body there are 5 Lagrange points. From any of these sources, the soul can release from any and can be established in that any of the field depending on the role it has to perform. So Lagrange 1, the sun's light and the heat is so enormous that nothing can remain there. So it is nearly in between the earth and the sun. There is a Lagrange point 1 which is 1.5 million miles away from the earth, and it has a certain distance from. So at that point, the gravitational force of earth and this sun balances itself. Neither the sun is pulling itself towards the sun is using his pull energy, pulling the rocket towards it, and the earth is pulling itself downwards. So there comes when the two forces are nullified, then that is known as L1 Lagrange point, which in spiritual terminology we call it as the Alme Ghaib. According to Hindu Sanatan Sanskriti, he said, depending on the actions, role, depending on the life that one has lived, one enters into this lok and that lok and all that. We laugh at those people when they recently, the science and technology has proved that the ancient wisdom of the Sanatanists is exactly the same which science is now doing. Depending on what the spacecraft has to do, what its computer have to study, according to that, it can be studied from Lagrange L1 point or L2 point or L3, L5. These are the 5 locations where, as I said, within your inner dimension, within your external dimension, these are there. And from there, the work of the soul continues. Your soul, like say your being, your consciousness can operate through any of these 5 Lagrange points. And when it is like the body, you enter into death, the same becomes the other one, and then there it establishes itself. So someone go to Vishnu lok, they go to this lok or that lok. These are the Lagrange points, L1, L2, L3. They are established there, and from there, when the new bodies, their role is performed, they return back to the earth. So they use this process called Bardo Thodal. Remember, be alert. So the priest or the master continues to say that through his words or through his presence. Be alert, you are leaving the body. Because even when you have left the body, it takes time to recognize that you are dead. Because the internal organs, the feeling remains the same. There is no change in that. So there is a prayers or rituals to be performed in every, whether it is a Hinduism, Christianity or Islam. So 40 days prayers, the 13-day prayers, the 10th day prayers, the 3-day prayers, all these are there. Body is only to touch and feel the others. Body is only to feel and touch the others. Through it, you never touch yourself. Through it, you have never known yourself. You know yourself only through some other organ that your spouse or somebody else, your boss or your employee or your employer tells you. Then you come to know about yourself. You know yourself only through some other organs which are the outer, which are the inner dimension of the organ. That is the important prayer in Upanishad. Bhadram karnebhi shrunuyam deva bhadram pashyame aksharabi yajatra istirange. That's how it prayer goes on. The internal dimension, the inner dimension of the outer of the organ. So everything has an inner dimension and the outer dimension. Through the outer dimension, you touch the others. You are in the field. You are in contact with the other. But this is the misery, that we are not aware of those internal organs, and our image is, our image in our eyes is created by others. What is your image about yourself? It has been created by people around you, your spouse, your children. Someone said that my mother said, if I knew that you will turn out to be, I wish I never had you. And with that, you are depressed. We are depressed, saddened, or happy because of the opinion of others. An awakened one lives in his own image. He has experienced himself through his internal organs, through his intelligence, through his consciousness. That's why he has a different. So these internal dimension of the organs makes you know who you are. The body is the only to feel others. Through it you have never touched yourself. Through it you have never known yourself. You know only yourself only through some other organs, which are through some other organs which are internal. But the misery is that you know yourself, you know about you do not know yourself. You know about yourself through the others, and it makes you happy or makes you miserable, but not blissful. Whatsoever others say about you is your knowledge about yourself. If they say you are beautiful, or if they say you are ugly, you believe in it. Mirror tells you you are looking good today, and you believe it. It is the outer reflection. Whatsoever my senses, your senses, say to you through others, reflected through the others, is your belief about yourself. Introspect on that. Whatsoever your senses say to you, whatsoever your senses say to you through others, means the other has told you, your spouse has told you, today you are looking awesome, today you are looking gorgeous. You believe in that, and you live in that. Whatsoever your senses say to you is through the others, which is reflected through the others, and that is your belief of yourself. Enough for now. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.